But I encourage you to always get the ingredient list. Don't just let them, if you have a child?
Yeah.
Children? Okay. Put the child, let's say they're small, or let's say, and let me just, I won't give them a shot. I don't tell you what's in it. Would you allow that? No. But what you're doing is you're trusting your doctor. Understand that. You want to trust me as your chiropractor. You want to trust your doctor. But do you understand sometimes who's educating them again? The people who are making the money, the vaccine maker. So guess what they're telling them what's in it? Just the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Do you think if my paycheck depended on you prescribing something, do you think I'd ever go and say, hey, this has aborted fetal tissue, you might want to tell the person you're about to inject? Because he wouldn't do it, I hope. So guess what this person doesn't make? Okay. Back to my leptin. Okay. So to sum up a complex process very simply, the hormones your fat cells produce impact how much you eat and how much fat you burn. All right. One of these hormones is leptin. That's a leptin. And leptin sends signals that reduce hunger, but too much of it, you're resistant. So guess what you don't suppress? Your appetite. Okay. So leptin sends signals to reduce hunger. It increases fat burning and reduces fat storage. And some of you never heard of leptin, did you? I didn't either. Good thing you're here today. Okay. Do you see why we do these workshops now? Because there's no way for my patients, because we have some guests here, is there enough time in our schedules for me to cover this with you? No, so we have to spend Saturday morning. That's all right. Okay, so reduce hunger, increase fat burning, and reduce fat storage. That is if your cells are communicating properly and can hear the message. That means if leptin is producing the proper amounts, not in excess. All right. If you're eating a diet that is high in sugar and grains, this is the same type of diet that will also increase inflammation in your body. Okay, sugars are inflammatory. Red meat is inflammatory. Dairy products are inflammatory. I was talking to a man the other day who's got arthritis in his shoulders, and we've adjusted them, and I put him on glucosamine chondroitin for his joints. I've even got him, I've read where lemons have a natural property to help, and his shoulders just aren't getting better. So now I'm doing a 7-day food diary with him. I said, you're eating something that is destroying your shoulders. Well, just in that, me telling him, I said, name something you're eating a lot of that you think is healthy. And the first thing he named was yogurt. And I said, raw yogurt or Yoplait yogurt? Guess what he's eating? Guess what Yoplay's full of? Sugar. That's all, it's pure sugar. Have you ever had your raw yogurt? Yeah. It's gross. So guess how that, oh good.
No, but it's kind of sugar.
Okay. So yeah, do you understand how much sugar goes into Yoplait for it to taste good? Wow. Now, back to the whole, I gotta stress this one thing about it. How many of you like Yoplait? I love the Yoplait stuff. It's delicious. Because it's full of sugar. How many of you eat the light, fat-free?
Artificial sugar.
Light, anytime you read light, diet, the word diet cola, light, whatever, do you know what those words mean? And I will prove it to you. You start reading your label, and in bold print, it will say contains aspartame. Light and diet mean aspartame, artificial sweeteners. Okay? If you're gonna eat and drink crappy stuff, drink regular cola, eat the fattening yogurt.
Okay? Sugar-free gum.
Wow. Yes, it is in every one of your gums. If you buy any pack of gum from the gas station, it is sweetened with aspartame. Who's got a pack of gum?
I do, right there.
Watch this. Okay, why don't you look for
It's
that?
not Big Red. No.
Big Red, yeah, well, I think Big Red started, but you can still get Big Red without it. You already got it, look at it. Oh, she got it. You see it? Reading bold print. What does it say? It'll say phenylalanine, and it'll say contains phenylalanine, which is aspartame. See it? Yeah, now look, everything's in bold, but it's highlighted on this one because everything's in bold.
That's the same thing as sugar alcohol.
See that?
Okay.
I don't see that. I don't see what. Yeah, I don't see what like the word is.
I know it's gonna be bad.
Right there at the bottom, it's in bold print. the very bottom, right above the number to call if you got an issue.
That's the same thing like those sugar alcohols too, right?
Well, it depends. Basically, you want to remove sugar from your diet. You don't even want sugar. Did you find it? Say it. Chicken, Desiree will find it.
So we need to throw this one. It's gonna be smelling bad and have bad breath.
They have not.
Yeah.
Guess what man grocery had? They got
You
good
know, Marty had that, so I got mine. They got yours. I'm just pulling away. I know you tell us what we need.
Yes, yes. And I'm gonna harp on this real quick. If you go to Man Grocery, please tell them that we sent you, because I'm trying to establish relationship with. Do you know how I met you at O'Charlie's? Because O'Charlie's they're a corporate chain. This is totally off of nutrition. They're a corporate chain, and it's totally against corporate rules for solicitation in any corporation. I've worked for corporations. It is 100%. They don't allow it. O'Charlie's is kind enough to say, they talk to corporate, when they explain what we're doing and bringing them business, they're okay with it. But a lot of people say, no, you're soliciting business. No, what we're doing is we're educating the community. That's why they let us. So I've just started getting a relationship with Man Grocery. We want to put a fishbowl at Man Grocery so you can people can start dropping, because that's my target audience, people who want to live a healthy life. So if they drop their business cards in there, I can take them to dinner. Does that make sense? That way my only outlet's not Charlie. So my point is, do you understand my purpose for what I do is to educate, to help you, and to change our community? Because a lot of what you're hearing you've never heard before. And if you weren't sitting here today, who would tell you? Maybe nobody, okay? My passion, I hope you see that my passion is your help. And so please tell them that we sent you, okay? Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm a rabbit. I'm feeling it. Sorry. All right, we're getting close though, all right? So a diet that's high in sugar and grains, this is the same type of diet that increases inflammation in your body, as I said. And as the sugar gets metabolized in fat cells, fat releases surges and leptin. Remember, too much leptin is bad. Over time, if your body is exposed to too much leptin, it will become resistant, just as your body can become resistant to insulin. Now, when you become leptin resistant, your body can no longer hear the messages telling it to stop eating and burn fat. So you remain hungry and you store more fat. The more fat you got, the more you store. The more muscle you got, the more muscle you store. Okay? It's hand in hand. Leptin resistance can cause increase in visceral fat, okay? Sending you on a vicious hunger cycle, fat storage, and increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and more. So how do you enhance leptin and insulin sensitivity? You become insulin and leptin resistant by eating the typical American diet full of sugar. Okay? You gotta start cutting back on your sugar. Now, with that said, there are vacation meals. All right? A lot of people start a diet. How many of you started January 1st and you've already quit? That's why I didn't do this the first weekend of January. Because I'm here to, now I hope you leave here today and say, I gotta rededicate. Okay? It is hard. It's a lifestyle change. It's habit. It's not easy. Because we blame our parents for a lot of things. And who was that? I think I was talking about you just the other night. Do you understand only 5% of diseases can be attributed to our parents? As far as genetics, you can be born with a genetic. But the other 95% is because we live the same lifestyle that our parents taught us. So if your parents have cancer and heart disease, and they're educating you and feeding you the same stuff that they ate, and they don't exercise, so you don't exercise, you end up just like your parents. That's the genetics that the problem is. That's how we end up. Because when I do your health history, I say, what runs on your mom and dad's side of things? Because I want it to stop in your generation. Okay? So again, the typical American diet is the problem. It's full of sugar, refined grains, and processed food, and that's it. There's not much else. So what you want to do, I want to emphasize that you eat healthy fats, okay, the essential fats we talked about. Lean meats. What's lean? What's a lean meat? You have chicken. The red meats is what I'm getting at, are bad meats. Okay, they're inflammatory and they're not lean. Vegetables, and restrict sugars and grains.
And fish.
Fish is good. Yeah, we talked about it. Get your omegas from that. Okay, so we covered insulin, I don't have to really go